You need to believe me, this is not a joke, but Valve decided to release a pretty decent update on April 1st. Which, again, is not a joke. This is absolutely the worst day to release an update, but for today, we see a lot of new skins, some nice improvements to Inferno and Train, which I'm gonna look a little bit closer at, right after Skins Monkey. Skins Monkey is an automated service that lets you trade skins instantly for a fee, sign up now, and get up to $5 bonus. Simply add items from your inventory, then find skins that matches your current balance. Site offers live support 24/7. You can also top up your balance if you're missing a few dollars, and there's a lot of skins to choose from. Visit my link down below to get to Skins Monkey. Valve made several changes related to skins in this update, new weapon drop collections, removal of old ones, and finally an update to the armory. But the focus for this video is going to be gameplay changes for Inferno and Train, because there's a good reason why Valve targeted these two maps specifically. I have a feeling that a lot of you will like these changes, so let's start with Inferno. Now the big selling point for Inferno's changes today is going to be Banana, which is even in the X post itself called Banana for Scale. What they mean is they've made Banana bigger, so it feels more like CSGO's version. This has been the #1 complaint for Inferno because people have basically said that it feels claustrophobic. Inferno has received a lot of updates to try to combat this in the past, but this Banana change is definitely a huge improvement to the map's open feel. But let me know what you think. Then the second biggest change for Inferno is basically a decluttering of the map, which you can see in these comparisons. They haven't just done it in one part of the map, but pretty much cleaned the entire map. I find this very ironic because this reminds me of that dude who got absolutely destroyed for showing a decluttered version of Inferno, which right now looks like Valve is pretty much doing. But all of this decluttering is obviously an attempt to make Inferno more competitive friendly, essentially removing stuff that could mess with readability. Perhaps some stuff could even be mistaken for, enemies in rare cases. Just overall, when I go around the map, it feels a lot cleaner, and this absolutely makes sense for a competitive game. I really think no one is going to complain about these changes. And in terms of other gameplay changes on Inferno, notice the arch step here has been removed, which was a kind of strong surprise angle. Then this gap on coffins has been filled, another good gameplay improvement. Then notice how the crates here have moved. This makes sure jumping becomes a little bit smoother. Along with that, they write in the patch notes that they've adjusted player and grenade collisions throughout the map. Let me know what you think of all of these changes, but I generally find no issues with any of them, and this will just make me like Inferno even more now. But moving on to Train, now this is obviously a map that Valve really wants to target because they've already added it to the map pool and it's not being played as much as one might think it would. In fact, I've never even got the chance to play it yet in Premiere because everybody bans it. But it makes sense for Valve to polish the map even further now while it's here in the map pool. What you get here is very close to what Inferno got. They added the B sign here in the back. You'll notice these see-through gratings are replaced for some reason. These have been replaced with a solid version to make it much easier to spot enemies. Also notice some slight changes to the wall here, but then we get to some gameplay changes with one you can see right now actually. And then these big metal things on a site have been removed. This makes it easier to throw smokes onto the site, which again is a positive change with really no negative things or, trade-offs or whatever that I can think of at least. Then they fixed some pretty major breaking bugs as well. Frequent Secret 3 posted about pros getting flashed from upper B through a wall, and I used his set pause positions to confirm that I no longer get flashed through the wall. Another big flaw with the map, which was even worse, was being able to get early info on B by just playing from here, as reported by CS2 Kitchen, which was also fixed and basically confirmed from its new slightly tweaked look. One last thing that people noticed, how shadows can get revealed behind this window above A main, so Valve decided to fix that as well, although you can still kinda see them pass if you know where to look, but it's clearly an improvement. Let me know your thoughts on the changes for the maps, if this will make you play them more, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.